Oh, no, it's not. I couldn't talk over that. Lord.
Why you do that to yourself?
Anyway.
Your connection's horrible.
I made ramen and tempura. Hold on. That should be better. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I made tempura shrimp and tempura sweet potatoes and some ramen.
Where's it at, nigga?
Inside of me.
Did you watch that Asian zombie the other day on Netflix that uploaded?
Not yet.
They're eating ramen like some pigs.
That sounds interestingly horrible.
It was. I mean, it's an Asian flick. And it's not anime.
Yeah, man, how's it? I don't even know how to take that. I don't know how good that would be. But I'm going to give it a try.
You don't have to.
I'm still lagging, huh?
Not as
I'm trying. I mean, you know.
It was worse before you did whatever you did.
Okay.
This magic.
PlayStation.
Some of them sweet Lou Will wings, bro.
Hey, bro, look. Y'all niggas gonna stop talking about Sweet Lou.
And Sweet Lou. That's love, man.
I'm not saying I'm a Clippers fan or anything. Don't get me wrong. Oh, hey. Once we had another joiner. How you doing today?
All right. How are you?
I'm awesome. Trying to get my lag to stop.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna connect this one to this other hotspot. 1 second, guys. Never happened. Oh, okay. But I can still talk from this other one while this is reconnected. Randy, I think you muted yourself.
You're muted.
I was just muting myself till you got your stuff together, bruh. My bad.
Together, Jamil.
About to give me a background.
All right.
That echo.
Oh, that's a pie background.
Ray, who about to be making all these pancakes? That they gotta make themselves, mix up?
No, I'm making.
What, you gonna pre-make them and freeze them?
No, you got enough room in the freezer. Get up and make pancakes. You reseal the bag, bro. Reseal the bag. All right, how y'all doing this evening?
All right, how y'all doing?
What else?
What's up?
Oh, all right. Welcome to Here We Go Again, a comedic podcast for Black Atlanta comedians. All right, we have the beautiful Miss Randy right here. Give it up. Give it up. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Tell them about yourself, where you from.
My name is Randy Sky. It's my real name and my stage name. And I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Been to Atlanta for about a year now. And I'm out here telling these jokes.
Nice. I was gonna actually, I shaved my beard off, so I was gonna try to do the show like this the whole time.
Hey, now we seen you, boy.
I know we done seen you now.
Boy, let it out, bro.
I can edit this. This is editable.
Like you won't go and tell people.
This my homeboy, fellow comedian Jordan. Bigger.
What up, Jordan?
What up?
And if y'all see the illustrious Mr. Ty Mills joined us.
What's going on with you, bro?
What's up, Ty?
AKA a pimp named Neon. You on mute, Ty?
Come on.
Anyway, Ty, you probably in a place you can't unmute yet. Yeah. But anyway, Miss Randy, how was your quarantine?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you. What you said?
I said, how was your quarantine and everything?
I mean, it was what it is. I ain't really quarantined for too long because I gotta make money.
Yeah, I understand that.
You feel me?
Yeah. I started the show. I was in quarantine, who had nothing to do, wasn't doing no work, and still want to make people laugh. And that way, we also work together.
Definitely. You know, I had to stay. During quarantine, I had to get more busy online. You know what I mean? Being virtually funny and doing videos and trying to keep the content up because comedy is you got to be seen to be heard. If you ain't doing nothing, ain't nobody about to remember you. Period.
You gotta have an audience.
You gotta have an audience. It's a lot of people that don't want to get on the whole virtual thing, or they can't do it because they don't hear that laughter coming back to them, so they don't know how to keep going. It ain't for everybody, but I feel like you better find a way, or the people gonna forget about you. Period. Like it or leak it.
Yeah, that's why I created a digital platform, Digital Pink. So like comedians are working together to do content, try to do web series, everything, like just a place to put it, a place to work for everybody, get to know each other. So I was like, let's meet up, get to know each other, nigga.
Definitely.
Jordan, you down there at Clayco, how you feel about that video you saw this morning?
Which one? You talking about the lady on Spirit Airlines?
Nah, the young black man who got beat by the cops in Clayton County this morning.
Oh, the more important one, the people that were like broad daylight.
Yeah, the Lyft passengers.
Again, man, I just feel like this is a time where it's the same shit going on. It's been going on. And finally, people are actually sitting their asses down to actually see what's happening. So I don't really feel like it's a difference in what's been happening. I feel like people are finally getting called to attention and seeing what the fuck's happening finally. But it's sad to see that, you know what I'm saying, it's still going on, and these dumbasses are still dumb enough to put their families at risk by hurting black people when you know that we're going to nut the fuck up when you do stupid shit like this. So the fact that people are stupid enough to still do this in these times, knowing how we're going to react to this and that we're not putting up with this shit anymore is crazy to me too.
Exactly, man. And I was just, I'm looking at it because the reason I say stuff like that on this show is like for a long time, comedians are literally like the strongest activists we have in our community. Because a lot of people used to get their news from watching comedy, from watching Comedy View, from watching Def Jam, finding out what's going on in the black community, going out there, fight, saying what the fuck they wanted to say on stage, because that's how they felt. And as comedians, we still hold that front line of activism and just being aware and talking about what's going on in our community.
I still think it's interesting that like a lot of comedians have played the coon role or like put their foot in their mouth so much that like you don't see people that have a voice like Dave Chappelle. Like you look at Kevin Hart in interviews, he's even talking about how he envied the route he took, not per se like the money he's making and his fans, he doesn't dislike him, but he can't say the same shit that Dave Chappelle does. Like that real shit like Dave Chappelle get on stage and tell white women to shut the fuck up, which is what people need to hear, sadly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice to see people like him. It's refreshing. So I feel like a lot of other people are creeping out of cracks too.
How about you, Randy? Oh, hey, we finna get some interaction.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what I talk about on stage. I don't care who it offends. I feel like that's a part of being a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to stand up for your people and talk about that, you talk about that. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart, you know, he created a commercial lane for him. You know what I mean? So of course he can't go in there and say anything all right. You already saw what happened from something he said on Twitter years ago that he apologized for years ago. You know
can't even have Nike.
Like, exactly. We live in a canceled society. Like, these young people online, like, they cancel you for the smallest, you know, the smallest thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
honestly, like I said, I always tell people, like, with anything I say, like, if I offend you, like, dead ass, if I offend you, like, honestly, I don't give a fuck. So you ain't get over it, because I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. That's the joy of being a comedian. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what's going on. We know what's going on. Why we can't bring it up? Why we can't laugh about the shit we going through?
Because we supposed to, like Bernie Mac did, and still made it on Fox.
I'm so mad he never got a real special, bro. I didn't think about that until somebody said it the other day. Like, Bernie Mac never got like a closeout special, like a solo special, just to like rock the house.
But don't think it was coming though. You know it was coming. It was coming. Yeah. Like, if Bernie Mac was alive to the Netflix generation, he have a full, like, years worth of Netflix by now.
Exactly. And like, they didn't have Netflix and all that giving comedian specials back then. You had to create your own tour, go out there, you know what I'm saying, and sell these shows, and then hopefully you could sell that footage to somebody. You know what I mean? You got to make it happen. A lot of these people that's getting these specials, they not just giving it to them. They already put that special in. They put their money in. And that's the way to go about it. So therefore, you sell your work. You know what I mean? Don't be waiting on nobody to give you no special. That's the downfall right there. Because ain't nobody about to give you shit. You better damn create that special. And Bernie came out before all of that. You know what I mean?
Slick, his show was the special. Slick.
His show was the special. He had a TV series. Yeah. They don't get no better than that right there. That's all our dreams with this comedy, to get on TV, like actively being seen on TV, and being nationally syndicated. That's the money.
Actually,
you know, stand-up shows out here, Blue Lagoon and shit ain't about to give us no money.
But like Brandon Lewis came on the show a few weeks ago, and he was like in LA, that's where you go. You know, you do stand-up hoping to be an actor. You do stand-up in New York because you want to do stand-up. You want to stay on stage and everything. And it's like, it's different markets. But can you hear me, Ty?
I hear you. It's comedy is different in different markets. Like, New York is more like straight stand-up comedy. LA is more so acting and characters. So comedians really go to LA and they kind of really like lose themselves as a comedian because of the crowd in LA isn't a typical comedy crowd, and they're not like regular people. They're like people in the industry, and they're looking for an opportunity. So they're looking at the marketability of the things that you can say. So it's not so much just about the essence of pure comedy. So
what do you think of Atlanta's comedy, bro?
I think Atlanta's comedy, I think if you could do comedy in Atlanta, you could do comedy anywhere in the world. Just because of the demographic of people here and the eclectic rooms that you have. Like, I did Sweet Lounge last night with, you know, adults, grandmas, and families, and then I went over to South Beach ATL with a bunch of hood niggas and trappers and stuff. And I kind of told the same jokes. It was just talking to them differently.
Tell me this, bro. With you being active right now, like in the midst and like post-corona, whatever corona stage you want to say, do you feel like people are like thirstier to like have some jokes, or people are like weird at shows now?
Nah, they want to be out.
Word. They want to be out, but I think it is definitely like, you know, an awkwardness with talking to people at times, just because it's just it is so much going on. It is like we're watching constant traumatization on social media and like and TV, and we're under a fear-based society right now that's want us to be, less interactive, less associative, and kind of regressing those things. So certain points, it can be kind of tough with just like you say the wrong Corona joke. It might not affect you, but somebody else, they might have like 3 people that died, and they like, yo, I don't think that shit funny at all. Like, so it is kind of sensitive at the time, just because it's so delicate as a country and so much just open trauma going on.
Yeah, because like with my logo, the one that's up there, the guy who designed it, he lost his father to Corona like at the beginning, and so
Yeah,
he around. I make a joke, then I look at him, I'm like, my bad, bro, my
yeah,
bad, damn. And he be cool with it because he know I'm just like I'm working on my shit. I'm working on my fucking routine and shit daily, all day long, writing shit, just using my craft, using the people in the house that I'm stuck with or that come by as like the audience for my material right now. And basically, like I'm doing everything online and trying to get an online following and build up my work on here. But as far as stand up going, like I saw like Ferg, he started back working like last month, hitting the road, and everybody started opening and doing live shows. And Uptown opened. They open almost every day.
yeah.
I'm saying I done did a show at Uptown for the past 3 months. Here's the flyer. We'll be there this Thursday coming up. Ding, ding, ding. Plug. Shit, we did a show. I did a show last night at some spot called the Ivory. Blue Lagoon popping on Wednesday. Shit been open.
Yeah, a
I've
lot
been
of stuff.
working for some weeks now. It's been open. Going to
Stuff,
Chicago in a week.
stuff
Like,
is open. It's just the budgets is not what they normally are, just because the capacities of the clubs can't be at full capacity. So it's hard to book headliners at the prices they will normally get. And so like me and Dub, we was in Jackson, Mississippi. Like this weekend, he's in Ohio with Michael Blackson, and I know Michael get like 2015, and right now he getting 5 and 10s. So people literally is taking half of what they was making just to make it, keep going forward.
You think the game's switching to online to the point where people are going to start making more money that way?
I think people just are more aware of the different lanes in which you can make money. But like a stand-up comedian is a stand-up comedian. There's stand-up comedians that they not even on Instagram because they know they money and they bread and butter is being on that road, and they got the credits and they can make people laugh. Like trying to make people laugh on Instagram is a total different market. And I give people who know how to do that a kudos, because it's not easy. Things as a comedian, you overthink things, and they are able to just simply push things out. And we're over analytical of everything. They'll simply just push something out. We'll be like, this is bullshit. And then that bullshit get a million views. And we like, I would have never thought of this dumbass shit, but it's working.
Yeah, it's like with even like your videos, Ty. The shit like you watch it, and from a standpoint, they see you're a comedian. But when you do your online videos, you just honest as fuck. That's why it's
Yeah,
funny. Because niggas who
yeah.
find it funny because you being honest as fuck. It's some ratchet shit out here.
It's some
It's some
ignorant
fucked
ass
up.
shit. People be blissfully ignorant.
Like
They
you just ruined my happiness by telling me the truth about myself.
they be blissfully ignorant, and they be like in a bubble, because it's like social media creates a parallel where, like, say if you just hate women and you got 1 million followers and they all just get on there and laugh at you hate women, it not conducive for you as a person and as a brand, but it's selling.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what is really happening? What's the real impact and the overall, marketability and the grasp of this person? Like, is it a positive, or are we just want to talk about, them being successful? Because it's like, if your impact is leading to negative situations for your demographic, then is it really positive? You look at a person like Boom Gang, who blew up and had everybody going a whole lot of gang shit and doing dumb shit, but he cannot no longer do the things he was doing because he is a prisoner of his own success.
Yeah, you once you create a gimmick like that, it's hard to get outside of it.
I
Like,
mean, he's also on drugs. I don't know if we throw that out here. Like,
Let's not forget
not
that
miss
part.
that part. Yeah,
Everybody
this
on
nigga
drugs.
was like passing out in
everybody on
interviews.
look.
Like
Let's
he's
just
not
be real.
functioning well. Like,
Would have
Everybody
had
on
some,
drugs.
you would have never had some of the best soul songs if it wasn't for drugs. But,
no. It's
Robin
a difference
Williams
between you being on drugs and still being able to function. Y'all seen this man on his last few videos?
It's just
You ain't seen him running off and stealing shit because he can't. He ain't capable. So let's not throw
he
let's
just
not forget the obvious. The
what it
nigga got
was
burnt out. Boot gang is burnt out.
he was on the run from the police and he had multiple probations and he had multiple charges in different states. And then him posting videos, they was basically finding him and coming and arresting him from past, instances. So it was
That nigga
like,
really
if
needed
I
to think
keep
this
making
fake.
these videos, I'm gonna keep going to jail. So
and not only that, if we go like old school with it, Jaleel White couldn't do shit after Steve Urkel is big.
oh yeah,
Once you lock yourself into a gimmick, it's a gimmick.
What did he
like
say? What
Rudy
did they say on Tropic Thunder? You can't go full retard, man.
can't go
Can't
full
go
retard. He
They
was
gonna want
full
to.
retard.
Simple
Yeah,
Jack.
that-
Yeah.
That's why Adam Sandler can never do Waterboy again. It was a hit.
But a lot of people on drugs, shit. Robin Williams was on drugs. Nobody knew that. And he was a cool, happy motherfucker. Nobody would.
You got functioning crackheads.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely not.
You know what I'm
I will-
saying? Like I know a few.
I know this is like
In
memes
comedy.
It's real.
in comedy.
Yeah. Oh, it's plenty functioning cokeheads in comedy. We know that.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
look,
That's
We
that
know
is-
that one.
Hey, y'all want to know the difference between white comedy clubs and black comedy clubs? Cocaine. Like the cocaine is in the white comedy clubs, and it's weird
And
how
not-
they try to ostracize the black comedians in their clubs because we don't do cocaine and act like them. So they
And
just
not
try
to
to.
mention that most older black comedians are raging alcoholics.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
What up, man?
Yeah, like I know
Can't get
motherfuckers.
on stage without a drink.
Okay.
Let me stop. I
Hold
almost
it in
said
all
that.
stages.
I know somebody our age that gets on stage slathered drunk every time, bro.
Not slathered.
Yeah, slathered.
When
He
I
lets
first
people.
Slathered.
When I first started, like OGs like T.P. Hearn and Tyler Craig and Rodney Perry, they told me like, cause I smoke, I'm not a drinker. They was like, you might want to work on being funny before you develop a habit that you need to suffice for being funny. So if every time you need to go on stage, I need to smoke $40 worth of weed, and I'm not making no money, then I'm losing already. So it's like
Definitely.
get fun first, and then you can create a habit and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But you gotta at least have the work done first.
Because I was literally finna say, like, the one person I know, like E. Craig, he told me, he was like, look, I'm an alcoholic. I love liquor. I drink a whole bottle before I go on. So make sure every time you going somewhere, they paying you. Like, don't do a show if you not getting paid.
It's some comedians that put that shit in their contract, like, you need to have this type of liquor available for me.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what I mean?
But
like they put all that shit in their
throw
contract.
liquor at you. It's clubs that throw liquor at you. Like, hey, good set. You want this drink?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time, once you make people laugh anyway, like, I know last night, the damn bar, you know, these bars be ghetto as fuck, some of them, like, they damn credit card machine down. You know what I'm saying? I ordered me a drink of shit. After I got off the stage, the lady was like, don't even worry about the bill. You were funny as fuck. Like, I was like, word, bitch. How much more jokes you need me to tell you so I can get one more drink?
Right.
And, oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you, I see on your bill tomorrow, Ty, you got Mr. Cheating Ass Myra.
Cheating Ass Myra, that's my homie.
Yeah, he doing stand-up?
Yeah, he doing stand-up. He been, and he's actually out here in the trenches doing these open mics. He's getting on stages. He's not afraid to bomb. And that's what you got to do.
I noticed. That's what you got to be, though. Like, you can't be afraid, especially if you're an internet comedian going over into stand-up.
Yeah.
ATL with Pierre. It's Pierre. He was doing movies and all of that stuff. He did not want to wrestle with the crowd. Like, they wasn't giving him the regular attention you get in a comedy club, and he was just like over it. And I went up and I made everybody listen, and tune in and got everybody's social media. And he was like, man, that's dope. But he's like, I'm not gonna do that. A lot of comedians not gonna put in the work to make the people be attentive and laugh. It's like if they're not here and ready to laugh right now,
how can you
they'll
be?
just
Here's the thing. I won't cut you off, but how can you be a real deal stand-up comedian and not know these things? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I started comedy outside of Atlanta. I moved here to pursue it even more. So I came from an area where it wasn't oversaturated with hella fucking comedians. Because in Atlanta, it's over fucking saturated. And I learned also from going to different places. Like, I feel like with doing comedy, you should learn your fucking crowd. Period. When you just sitting in there catching these vibes from these people, you should learn your crowd. You shouldn't be willing to give up. How you can call yourself a real deal stand-up comedian and these people not perceiving you and you don't know how to flip that script to come with something a little bit more relatable. You know what I mean? Like, I do Christian comedy, regular comedy, hood comedy, wherever. I feel like if you funny, you know how to read your crowd. How can you be a real stand-up comedian and then when niggas don't laugh at one joke, you done?
Oh yeah, I mean,
the fuck is
that's
that?
because they done been, you know, paid and they got enough credits to where they don't have to give a fuck about stuff like that.
And that's lame. That's lame. Like you in this for the love of comedy. You in this to be a better comedian. Or like I feel like me doing comedy this is a gift. That's how I feel for my shit. This is a gift. I'm funny my whole fucking life. I just figured out a way to get on stage with that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a gift. It's a gift that God gave you to make people laugh. This is your gift. If I can take people away from their problems for 5 minutes at a time and give them laughter, give them joy, this is a gift. How dare you come up here and not fucking take this shit serious? Fuck you. You ain't no real comedian to me.
Like,
and I said that, and I put that on there.
Like, I started out, like, most of mine, like, I did acting, stage acting, camera acting, went to rapping. But I always, you know, I've been funny. And, you know, I would write lines, help people write their stand-up and everything, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, I've been a writer. But, like, I've done one set my whole life thanks to my homeboy Dirty. But thanks to, like friends like Landon and everything, I'm getting more comfortable, getting ready to, like, do stand-up almost every week here now, especially, like, Dwayne Dash. He's been a good help, and he bums a lot. He says he goes on stage, and he know he has dry humor, he know he has nerd humor, and he knows he in black crowds, and he doesn't give a fuck. He says what he's gonna say. If they don't laugh, they don't laugh. Like he came on this show and openly was like, I haven't seen pussy all quarantine yet. I'm about to be a father in 2 weeks. I can't even have sex with my baby mama. like he doesn't care. He lays it all on the line and hopes you laugh.
I feel like if you confident with what you delivering, it's gonna work. Even if you ain't too sure about some shit. If you look nervous, that crowd gonna know and they gonna eat you alive. Especially out here in Atlanta. If you trying to give this new joke and you nervous about your shit, you dead, bruh. Like, these niggas ain't gonna give a fuck. Like, out here in Atlanta with the black crowds especially, you better make these niggas laugh within the first 10 seconds. You better. If not, you fuck these niggas not gonna want to listen to your jokes. Like, they're just...
Don't be a Dugan late night neither.
Hey, sometimes I be telling comedians, sometimes you just gotta say some pure bullshit that's gonna catch everybody in.
Yeah,
you ever had like everybody like sex with an elephant, but now it's like they're looking, and now you can say whatever the fuck your joke is, and if you're funny in 5-10 seconds, you got them. Like
exactly.
But you gotta be able to know how to capture people. People just be going up there and they write their cadence, they write their set down, and then they're like robotic in their sound and their delivery, and it doesn't connect.
Yep.
A lot, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Atlanta comedy is real segregated, and it's like, if you're funny, it don't matter the color of the people, the age, the ethnicity. Funny is funny.
Yeah, and I used to tell Jordan, because me and Jordan, we used to rap together, and like I would open up every song with just the wildest shit I could say, like 80,000 leaking vaginas would notice me, and like so when I started doing comedy, like the first set I got on stage like, so I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but I'm fat, so we're gonna start there, and like you just gotta say something wild as shit, you just get them into it, They
Yeah,
gonna
that
laugh.
shock factor. That shock
I
factor goes
always tell,
around.
I would say, I always tell comedians, when you sitting there, look around, look at this place you at. Find something that's obvious to all these motherfuckers in here and make that shit funny off top. Pay attention to your ambiance. Pay attention. Like a lot of, like Ty was saying, a lot of motherfuckers just go up there with their little shit and they don't think about nothing else. Some comedians don't know how to come off the dome fast. They ain't quick
Read
on
the
their
room.
feet. Like hell, when I did Ty, when I met you, remember Lauren brought me, I don't know if you remember, but Lauren I came and did Bonfire.
At Bonfire, I remember y'all did y'all thing that night. Y'all came and smashed.
But
I was
Bonfire is
proud
a
of y'all.
hard ass fucking room because it's so much going on. It's like the fucking Black Telemundo. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
It's like a
Shit.
silence party. They got dogs in sweatshirts running around, a nigga twerking on a snake out here. Like, it's a lot fucking going on. You know what I mean? But like, I felt like in there, like, I didn't even get them niggas no best jokes. I just started talking about what was going on and it worked. But like, I felt like my homegirl was with me who do comedy too. She wouldn't even get up. She was like, nah, fuck that. I ain't fucking with it. They ain't about to pay attention to me. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta be, as a comedian, you just gotta be funny. Like, you can't just always go off of that shit you wrote in that little notebook.
Exactly.
No.
The other night, I fucked up my mustache. I'll be honest. Cause Ty, I know Ty looking at me like, what the fuck is
I
wrong with this
am.
nigga?
Boy, easy on yourself, sir. You said your mustache. Let's say your
But
lower
look,
face.
I was trying to line it up and I was like,
He
my
look like
wrist
Heath.
fat. He clipped. Bruh,
What you
nigga
say,
said I look
man?
like Charlie.
He look like Heath.
Nigga said I look like Charlie Villanova. Nigga said I look like Charlie Villanova.
Woo! Put it back on.
Oh no.
Boy, you
Nigga,
like a
nigga look like a
bookworm.
thumb.
Yeah.
My nigga look like a thumb.
Damn,
Like
boy.
Casper. But that's what I did when I was like, man, I just shaved this shit off. And as I was shaving it, I'm like, man, my niggas gonna die tomorrow. These niggas gonna laugh.
It's crazy because it's two of you.
Yeah. And my twin sitting there, he answered the phone and he was like, hey, bro, don't call me in a month. And then I called my mama and she said the same shit. My mama was like, I can't look at you like that. I'm like, bro, I look like you.
That's why she don't want to see you, bro. Nobody wants to see themselves.
And don't call me till you got some hair on your face. I mean, that's the house I grew up in, bro. We roast. That's what we do. That's where the comedy come from. You can't get us together. My brother wore sweatpants on Thanksgiving. My sister a preacher. And she still looked at him like, hey, bro, you wearing leggings? But yeah, man, like, but you know, being an influencer out here, Ty, and especially Randy and Jordan, a lot of the stuff that's going on, especially like with police brutality and a lot of stuff we've been seeing on the news and what's been happening recently. Like, as a comedian, like, I feel like a lot of us feel like we have a responsibility to say something, especially when you have a following. And like we were saying earlier, that could, you know, it could potentially backlash on you. But how do you feel about that?
I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to stand on anything and everything I say. Like yesterday, I posted a video of people saying that dude that ran from a dog wasn't a shitty father and a fucked up man because he's scared of fucking dogs. I'm like, but he's scared of dogs. Like, yes, he has a child, but nobody, if somebody started shooting right now and your child was right there, your first instinct wouldn't be to go dive. You would naturally duck. Your first instinct would tell you to duck. That's how your body not gonna say, I have a child, let me protect my child. That's a second guess. Like, your first instinct, if you scared of fucking dogs, you gonna jump on top of a car. And if your daughter's standing there talking about, Daddy, help, and there's a dog, you like, bitch, run. Like, how does that not make sense? Like, what the fuck are you? If you see me jump on top of the car, why the fuck you staying there? Like, I'm on the car.
Like,
But they say he's
like,
not a good father and he's a, you know, people love to tear down black men because we're not supposed to feel or go through anything. It's really weird.
or
It's like,
have any
it's like
fears or anything. Like, I'm scared of heights. And me being a father ain't gonna conquer my fear of heights.
yeah,
Right?
I'm scared of heights like a motherfucker. My son run on the balcony, I'll reach and I'll grab him, but I ain't running off there. I'm like, I don't do heights.
Like, when I run out
Not
there and I
even for
grab
your kid.
yes, but I'm still gonna die.
I'm
Because I
gonna
know
go, but I'm not gonna go sit out there because he likes heights. Like, I just don't do heights, and it's not how people work.
It's
If I don't
not. We
speak
don't.
English and my son speaks Spanish, then he just speaks Spanish and I don't speak that shit. Like it's just he has something that I don't. Like people look
Because you
at
gotta
it different.
realize, like, in the heat of the moment, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I forgot my baby." Like,
Yeah,
it's a
like
dog, nigga.
shit.
Like, you don't. Your first thought isn't like, "Let me protect this." It's like, "Oh shit, I forgot about this."
Then it's
Like,
like if
at
he
least you
took
remember.
the water and that dog wanted her, the dog would have jumped up and bit the baby in the face. So it's like if the dog chased him because he ran, the dog was chasing after him. It wasn't even worried about the little girl. But you know, it was just another opportunity for everybody to laugh and say black men ain't shit. And that's what I'd be like. I could laugh because he ran, but we ain't gotta say he not shit now. God damn. So black men not shit.
Right?
The dog.
It's
Look,
not
and
even
if he look,
bad.
and if he would have hit the dog, they'd be like, "Oh, Michael Vick ass
Oh,
nigga,
yeah, but
put him
how
in
you gonna hit
jail."
the dog? Now that's a whole nother charge.
Yeah. Oh, he hit the dog. He's an animal abuser. But
Definitely a Falcons fan.
Teacher's
definitely
kid.
foul. And
Damn.
Talk about what
that's
the fuck was the question again?
oh no, it was basically like
Now
me
I'm more
like
concerned, like who this man is, where his kid at,
no,
who's the
it was a
dog? Like it's a
it was
lot.
a video of a man like he was with his daughter and the dog came out of nowhere and his knee jerk reaction was to take off.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen this video. I'm about to grab my laptop.
That shit is so funny.
But he thought about it like he was like, oh shit, my baby. But it's hilarious. But no, the question was about standing on your principles. Like you said, as a comedian, the way Kevin Hart already built his lane, so he has to watch what he say. But as a comedian, you shouldn't have to watch what you say. Like there should be no such thing as a PC comedian. Like this ain't for you.
So you feel that same way about Roseanne and everybody on every level and every tier, correct?
Because we're black.
It's because
Or
we're black.
just
You
black.
hear the shit
Okay.
the white comedians say? I done heard
Yeah.
rape jokes, dead baby jokes.
Oh.
I fucked my mom
White
jokes.
rooms get dark as fuck,
like,
dog.
they get weird as
It's
hell.
dark
And
in
it
there.
still hits. And it still hits.
And
That's
you-
Totally dark.
But
Bruh.
if black people, we told these jokes, they make us carry a certain air of social responsibility for
Yeah.
everything going on in the world. So it's like, come on, you know better than that. It's like,
Exactly. Like, don't
Like a
you
white
dare do an
situation.
abortion joke in front of a black crowd. Don't
Yeah.
you
Like
dare.
or a pedophile joke because we take that
Don't you
way
dare
too
talk about R. Kelly. Don't you
No.
dare.
if you do 3 gay jokes as a straight black man, if you do 3 gay jokes in front of a black crowd, they think you gay. Oh, this nigga gay.
And it's
Yeah.
You better watch these gay jokes in Atlanta, period, because I done seen some little gay dudes about ready to fight a nigga.
But the crazy thing is, if I'm a black man in a city with one of the highest gay populations, don't you think my interactions with gay people might be funny? Because it's just
Especially
natural interactions. I
I
know
I mean,
what a
would
I
black
feel
bitch
you.
feel
I
like.
feel you. I ain't
I
knocking
know
it.
what
I
a black.
just know,
I had
like,
a nigga
if
follow
you
me
think these
home
gay
from
niggas
the
won't jump
basketball
your
court.
ass outside that show, you crazy as hell.
I
You
Nigga
had
jump
a,
follow
your
me
I,
ass
home
with
for the
that
There you go.
motherfucking.
There you go.
nigga follow me home.
There you go. There you go right there. What you got to say about the gays now?
I
You
don't
can't
work in the
you can't
service
fight that
industry.
windmill. A nigga go like this. You can't duck that. Like
You
you
see
can't duck that. That windmill, a motherfucker.
I worked in the service industry, and like it's just in the middle of Midtown, and shit. When I moved to Atlanta from Savannah, I'm downtown job hunting with this nigga right here, and this trans man walks up, trans
Damn,
woman
man.
walks
It's like he
up
got
to
a delivery for someone.
Trans man.
me. No, you were standing next to me when this happened. He grabs my wire wrap necklace and like off my chest and is like, "This is nice." And both of our faces just dropped. Like, hey, bro, you way too close.
Hey man, I lived on 3rd and Peachtree. I used to see the trannies out there selling boy. Like they would be outside on the corner, posted up in dresses. I seen the tranny jump out of the car from giving the dude head with his titties out and his dick out running down the street. It was like Midtown get weird as shit. So the fact that I can't say this without people thinking I'm like, nigga, I live in a neighborhood where the population is gay people. Like I can't be a normal person or because I have interaction with them
So
now.
Midtown is the gay area?
Oh, I have definitely seen dudes that look like Terry Crews in Midtown walk around in wedding dresses.
Yeah.
With old white dudes going to these little skinny motels. It's a crazy game out here. Like you can get raped. You can get raped as a fully fit male in Atlanta. You could get raped up here. You better watch your ass up here.
I had a nigga follow me home from the basketball court. I had my shirt off and the car drive by and motherfucker honked the horn. I'm thinking it's just somebody random because I do comedy. I wave. I go around the corner. The motherfucker pull up like, hey, you good? You need a ride?
You good?
I'm like, bro, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm good. I don't need no
I
ride.
almost thought this was gonna be a rape story. I was starting to worry.
Down the street, nigga.
This nigga
That
raped
happened
me.
in my twin with some prison.
Again, to ask me if you want to take me to lunch. He like, you want to go to lunch? You hungry? I just want
You like Rubens and shit?
You all sweaty and got your shirt off. I was like, you niggas got a point. So I'm like,
No, that happened in my twin. Some prison nigga pulled up on him in the prison.
No. Not this story, bro.
Talking about, hey, bro, you like to play? He's like, not them kind of games, nigga.
Okay, y'all. So I watched this video, and first of all, my problem is the one I found that says in the thumbnail, accurate portrayal of the black community. Man protects himself from dog leaving daughter vulnerable. That's fucked up.
that's what I mean. They
It
just
says
use
accurate
This one
what?
was uploaded yesterday.
Accurate portrayal of the black community. Man
That's some
leaves
bullshit.
black.
Accurate
That's
portrayal.
bullshit.
That's some
That's
bullshit.
That's somebody who wished that her ex still loved her.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's what, like, but like black, what they were saying before I go into that rant about how black feminism is mostly just bitches that wish attractive men would treat them better, not the men that already treat them good. But well, if you're a white comedian, you could just say something like, "I'll suck somebody's dick," and nobody would look at you funny.
Oh,
Nobody
you
would
mean
think.
Dane Cook?
Thank you, bro. Look, no, listen. In the early 2000s, it was a long period of white comedy was the most extreme, homosexual, violent, nastiest, food-destroying, car-blowing up jackass shit, and they ate it up. It was the same team movie over and over again.
Martin's first comedy special, his last joke was about his homeboy wanting to suck his dick.
Who?
And you so crazy? Him and his homeboy go to the water, and then he come out the water. He's like, the water all glistening off your body. I just want to know if I can suck your dick. He's like, man, come on. That's how the shit ends. But
Wow.
Martin was never a strong stand-up comedian. He was more so a host and somebody that got put in position. And even those characters on Martin, those are characters he stole from other comedians that was from his area.
Wow.
And that was my thing. Like I was saying the other day, in this generation, the time we in, you would think that Martin would have a Netflix special by now.
But he don't.
But you by the post.
Bro, can we say that Bad Boys 3 was cringeworthy?
Compared to
too
the
fast.
rest, it was definitely bad.
Bro,
But
he
I
looked like he
disagree
had-
with the Martin and the stand-up joint. Like I don't know. Martin's first stand-up specials was funny as shit to me.
No, they were funny as
Tell
fuck.
that was funny as fuck to me. That nigga stand-up came out in the movie theater.
Say a
So
movie
His
joke.
stand-up is amazing. He's one of my favorites.
Joke, Randy.
say a Martin joke.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones, like I had like the one, like you said, I enjoyed the one that you were talking about actually with the gay homeboy, the water glistening all over your body. I also like the one about when white people, how they act different when, you know, black people don't be in groups. The one where he was like, can you show all us where the toothpaste was at, or when all the black people was together, and how nice white people be when black people are in groups. That was a good one. I mean, like I watched them shit years ago, but I'm saying like me and all my people laughed. It was funny to us, but I'm not one of those comedians that watch comedy and try to think on how I can make the joke better. Not saying y'all are, but there are a lot of comedians when they watch other people stand up, especially when you go to a fucking room out here and there's nothing but mad comedians there, it's going to be the most horrible time telling jokes because half of these niggas don't want to laugh at your shit. They only want to think about how they could make that fucking joke better. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? These niggas out here will critique the fuck out of you. It's so many niggas out here that I want to tell other niggas who funny and who not funny. I don't give a fuck about making a comedian laugh when I got a whole room of people fucking laughing. Fuck that, I ain't here to entertain them niggas.
What you're saying is right, but the respect of your peers is what's going to keep you going in this game.
But you should be respectful to your peers and you should still work with people. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be there purposely not trying to laugh at these people's jokes. Give them feedback. I feel like the comedians who sit in there just judging motherfuckers, they're the worst. You're not trying to build with me. You're not no peer. You trying to tell me I'm not fucking funny. And that happens out here a lot. I've seen it so much, bro. Like, it don't happen with me like that because I'm pretty funny, but
I know exactly what you mean. But some of these comedians, they don't even try. They get on stage and they pander. They pander for women. They pander to the crowd, just saying, you know, typical, stereotypical stuff. That's not like it. You could be funny as fuck in Atlanta and then go to South Carolina and bomb because all your shit is so Atlanta that it's only pandering to Atlanta people. So you gotta make your comedy diverse and broad for everybody to connect.
And you know how you do that? Get on every fucking stage you can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of niggas that don't think like that because they want to get in comedy for money, for popularity. They don't get in it for the love of comedy. And you don't learn your audiences and learn how to work with different people unless you get on every fucking stage you can. Period. I don't give a fuck how you look at it. That's how I learned how to deal with different crowds and different audiences.
Are you in your 30s?
Huh?
You in your 30s? How old are you?
Hell yeah, I'm almost 40.
Okay,
man.
boom. All right, we grew up watching comedy around the same time of Comic View and all of that stuff. Most of those people that was on Comic View, that was their first time ever telling comedy on TV. And most of those comedians are still telling those same exact jokes.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Barbara Carlisle, and she a legend. To me, she actively gets booked.
Ducky still telling those same jokes. I saw him a few years ago. Bruce still telling the same jokes. What you mean?
Mike Epps. Every time I've seen him live, it's the same set. But guess what? Niggas are still laughing though. Like people will still be laughing at that shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's a good set. You could write a good set, but a real comedian can make anything at any time funny.
I agree.
And that's what niggas be saying about that nigga not funny because it's like that's some bullshit that's a remix of another comedian's joke. When people know the history of comedy and who's joke and you've been traveling all around the country and you know, oh, this is
niggas know when you stole joke.
Niggas be like, they just don't respect them, or it just be bullshit. It don't be like nothing that's sustaining or really connecting with the crowd.
Cause it's funny, motherfucker.
You can make people laugh and then they get off and you be like, what did he say? And they be like, I don't know. He was funny though.
Yeah, but also your comedy might not be for everybody. That don't mean that your shit ain't been funny. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody comedy ain't for fucking everybody. You got people out here that's like Kevin Hart is not fucking funny, but still he's like one of the highest paying comedians out here. So
but
you know what I mean? Like
jokes.
Huh?
Kevin got material. Kevin got jokes. Kevin got jokes to the point where, like a comedian, your material is funny if you can write your shit down and a person's gonna read it and die laughing. That's funny material. Because what's funny is funny. When I say you ever bought weed from a man in a sundress, everybody be like, nigga, and then I explain that it's just a funny scenario. I got a gay drug dealer, ran in a sundress. It's like, it's certain things are just funny because of the vision, the fact that someone said it. And
was his name Sabrina? I mean, never mind. Don't worry about that.
What you say?
Was his name Sabrina? Like, did that really happen? Because now I met. All right, don't worry about that.
I really did have a drug dealer, so he was.
I know one named Skyler.
Yeah, I met one out here in Atlanta, and the motherfucker got anything you need.
Hell yeah.
Skyler.
He have the drugs in the sundress.
In the sundress, nigga. He pulled it out his top like this. That shit was wet.
No.
I mean, like, this is not like, I ain't gay, but did he have ass in the sundress?
You are gay. You are. You ask
that.
Anytime somebody have to ask this gay before the question, it's gay.
I'm really questioning you with this baby face too, nigga. You can't ask that with this smooth ass face, bro.
We want to know if the man had ass in the sundress.
I got a 5 o'clock shadow. That's facial hair.
I knew something was up with that pink ass ATL shirt on. I knew it.
This Chilio. Hey, this love. This
We
fan.
got a rainbow on the back.
I love the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ, so we good.
I ain't, you know, I'm
Don't
cover
cover
up
it
my
up now,
face.
nigga.
Now he got the pink bandana.
And when you really find out a comedian is funny, is not on no goddamn comedy special. It's when you see them live. You see a comedian
Yeah.
live. When I first started out in comedy, I was working at Uptown Comedy Corner, and Uptown would go from Tuesday night to Sunday nights. Tuesday was Tripping on Tuesdays with Lil Duval and all of the hood niggas and strippers in the city. Then it was Wednesday with the radio station, Griffey 2K. Then it was
Yeah.
Thursday with Akini. Then it was 3 shows on Friday with Wanda Smith. Then it was another 3 shows on Saturday. So after watching a person do 16 shows, after that 3rd show, you know this motherfucker's funny. Because their delivery, their setup was different every time. Like if you hear the same jokes over and over, and every single time he hit that shit, you dying laughing, that motherfucker is funny.
Right.
Some people, that shit just don't be funny. K-Dub got good
Yeah,
material.
man. I've been
DJ
in a few rooms in Atlanta.
good material. Certain nigga people got good material, and they just funny. And certain people just really creative on stage. Mope Williams, he's super animated, and I always tell Mope he's a fucking entertainer. Cause Mope will do about 2 jokes, he'll mess with the crowd, do something with a tooth, and then he'll sing a song, and they'll sing fucking Rick James, and the whole crowd is singing Mary Jane. I'm like, you creating a moment. You're connecting with the crowd on a higher level that's connecting with comedy and music and just, you know, a family kind of semblance. Certain people do that, and certain people just, they gonna stand there, they ain't gonna sing, they ain't gonna do no song, they just gonna give you straight words, and that shit gonna be funny as a motherfucker. So it'll be different styles and different levels to the comedy. It's just, you gotta put in that work, man.
Yeah.
Comedians,
Somebody I really love.
we call it that bag. Like certain comedians got that bag. It's like they up there and people not fucking around. I know he gonna go in that bag. Like K-Dub, he'll go in that bag and start talking about hash browns. He'll walk a nigga through Quick Trip and he'll talk about Quick Trip for about 20 minutes and tell you 15 different jokes, but still got you in the same store. And it's like, when you funny and you beating every angle of a joke like that, you just got material for days.
And K-Dub will roast the whole room. So let's let that be.
Yeah.
He will roast. I did his room last week. Zari's dog. He had a damn ball, but that motherfucker got in on everybody that came through that door. Funny as hell.
He used to stay after on stage. He would be talking about the elections and, you know, presidential stuff, and he would say every president and their party that they represented from the first president all the way up until now. He'd be like, yeah, he was a Democrat, and he was blue. He's that informative and that on point because he does the research to know the information. A lot of people not putting in the work to have the callbacks, to have the connections of knowledge and information to be able to, you know, serve people like that. Like it's deep when you can really connect with people on a different level.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I think with comedy. It's one thing to make people laugh and be silly, but it's when you make people feel emotion, they be like, I fucking hate that guy. Or they love you. Like, I'd rather that than that nigga goofy. Anybody
Yeah,
could be.
it's almost like you got to expose yourself fully too to give them that too. Like when people see you vulnerable, or you talk about like those topics that people know, but they don't want to necessarily say themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for sure.
Well, I thank y'all for joining tonight. Go ahead and call this one. This was amazing. I thank y'all for coming on and speaking your mind and telling how it is and being your naturally funny selves. And definitely invite y'all back for more things. It's a lot going on here, bruh. I want everybody be a part of everything that everybody's doing. You know,
let's make sure everybody follows everybody. We all black people that's doing things, networking. We all in the same circles. Like Ty said, we are each other's peers. Let's make sure everybody's following everybody on social media for sure, so we can continue to work. You know what I mean?
Jamil,
support
send
each other.
everybody.
Do
If
some
I don't,
goddamn comedy.
yeah, send everybody shit, Jamil.
Definitely. I'll share everybody's shit with you. And when I post this up on YouTube, I'm going to send the link to everybody to share. Everybody subscribe. I subscribe to you. And hey, I love y'all, man. Stay black, stay strong.
All
Blessings,
right,
brother.
thanks for
Love,
having me,
bro.
man. Peace,
Appreciate
y'all.
you, bro.
Definitely.